And for anyone who has just joined, really, you likely won't need any props today. I sometimes will grab blocks to help as arm extenders to help me reach the mat, maybe to help pull me up taller in a flat back, but for the most part, no props needed. And I'm gonna do my best to keep you off your knees as well. So now is a good time to start to really deepen your breath. It's so helpful to let your breath be a big part of your practice, because if you reach a challenging pose, your breath will help you stay focused. It will also help you with expanding into the pose or exhaling into a more folded pose. And so it serves that benefit as well. Deep exhalations also signal an opportunity to relax an area of tightness or an area that you're holding tight to protect yourself from really moving into that pose. And it's a protective thing. We often don't even know that we're doing it unless we make it part of our practice to notice. And so if you have your legs out straight in front of you, maybe just purposefully stretch your arms out to the side as well. And so instead of just flopping your arms out to the side, and even if your knees are bent, you can do this, of course. So really purposefully reach those arms out to the side, tend to your fingers, set them on the floor of the mat beside you on either side. Kind of keep the arms active, so lift it up off the floor. Legs are out straight, or perhaps if your knees were tented in together, maybe now just draw them away from each other, just so that things feel a little more active. Take a really deep breath in, and again, with these active arms, shoulders are probably a little high, closer to your ears. Notice how it moves your body. So when you're taking a deep breath, you're lifting your back, you're lifting the side ribs, lifting your chest, everything is expanding out. And then as you exhale, things are softening. At the end of your exhale, notice if you have not let yourself soften in the belly or the ribs. And then try to think of why. So right now, I've got your attention on some active arms, and I'm asking you to soften at the same time. And it's just another way of sort of forcing an awareness of your body. Awesome. You can bring your hands down by your side now. Tuck your shoulders under your back. And then just slowly relax everything. Relax your jaw, your forehead. And now let's draw our knees up and wrap our arms around our knees. Let's just hug them into our chest for a moment. And so this will help open the small of the back up a little. Now bring your knees wide. You can hold your knees, so just kind of let your legs fall out wide, and then start to intentionally circle them. So start by circling them out to the side and then inwards. And so you'll notice if you've left your hands on your knees that you have to kind of reach forward, and that's okay. And maybe if you want, you can even make that very active. So reach forward, lift your shoulders up off the mat, draw your knees in, let them roll out. As your knees fall away from you, you can follow them around your back. Draw them back into your chest. Let's do that one more time in whatever direction you're going. And then switch direction. So a really active awakening of hips and spine. Set your feet on the mat. We're going to push up into bridge pose. So you can sort of tiptoe your heels closer to your bottom. Hands can be in fists and triceps on the mat for support. You can also grab the sides of your mat if you like. Just push your hips up nice and high, bridge pose, and roll back down. See if you can roll from the top of your spine, pressing the small of your back at the end of this roll, and then start up in reverse. So tuck the small of your back in the mat, push your hips up, and roll back down. If it feels okay for you, you can also lift your arms up and over your head as you push up into bridge. So you're pushing up into bridge and you're lifting your arms. So your weight is in your shoulders really, and in your heels, like your scapula, and then arms come forward and down again. And if that's not comfortable for you, you can even like alternate. So you can raise your arms up, and then as you're bringing them down, you can lift your hips up. That might feel better for you as well. Either way is just fine. Maybe you can try each option. I think I like the alternating option. So when my hips are down, my arms are up, I bring my arms forward and down, and then I push my hips up. That one seems to work better for me. Awesome. All right, let's bring our knees up again. We're gonna start rocking back and forth. So roll your back. See if you can rock lightly back and forth. So you have to generate some energy for sure, but also try to land lightly when you roll back. Good, and then come up into seated. I'm going to turn to face you, but you can stay the length of your mat. And bring your feet, the soles of your feet together. And as you do that, maybe grab your shins to let your back feel nice and straight. And then sweep both arms up over your head. Drop the right hand to the mat. You're going to just lean over to the right. Bring both arms up. Left hand down and tip over. If your knees come up off the floor, that's just fine. Both arms up. This is providing a good hip opening, a good side bend. Let's do that one more time on each side. Good. All right, I'm going to turn lengthwise on my mat again. So we're now sitting, so put your feet on the mat, hands behind you so that your fingers are pointing to your hips. We're gonna push up into reverse table.
And this will feel different for everybody. So feet can be a little further away from your butt than it would be if you were pushing up to bridge, for example. So reverse table requires a lot of shoulder mobility. And so how high you lift your hips up is completely dependent on that. So just try to lift your hips as high as you can without hurting or pinching anything. Find a nice stretch. If it feels good to drop your head back, you can. Lower down. Take some weight off your hands. And reverse tabletop one more time. Now straighten your legs out in front. And we're just going to do a seated forward fold. So start with your arms up nice and high. Those shoulders probably feel a little snug right now. Flat back forward. And then when you find yourself rounding, that's perfect. Just lower the arms there and relax into that. Let your neck feel soft, your head heavy. Good, start to come back up. Let's turn around into tabletop. We're going to do some cat-cow. Again, just finding some nice space in our spine. Inhale to cow. Exhale to cat. Notice when you inhale to cow, are you letting your belly fill up and push out, or are you sucking it in, even though you're inhaling? Just notice what you're doing. And as you exhale in cat, see if you can pull your abdomen in. Exhaling, allow your belly to be soft. Inhaling, fill it, push it away. Good. We're going to wake up our toes a bit, so tuck your toes under. Have your knees a little closer together than you would for child's pose. So normally we have a nice wide-legged or wide-knee child's pose. So now bring your knees a little closer together and sit back on your heels. Actively, so your toes are tucked under, actively push back so that you feel, ooh, yeah, that's a good stretch for my toes, for my plantar fascia. You're pushing away with your hands, so your arms are getting a nice stretch, your back's getting a nice rounded stretch. All right, come forward, tap your toes out a little bit if that felt crampy. And tuck your toes under once more. Push back again. Really see if you can feel a nice stretch without hurting those feet. And then come forward again one more time. Tap your toes out. Good. We're tucking our toes now to lift our knees off the mat, so we're in tabletop with hovered knees. We're going to hang out here briefly. Just notice what is engaged. So definitely core. I actually can feel my calves engaged. Everything. My quads. Awesome. Let's push up into downward dog. Walk your hands to your feet. Nice bent knees, forward fold. We're going to do a few half sun salutations. And so, straightening the legs to a flat back. Hands can be on shins or thighs. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhale, bend your knees, sweep your arms up. Hands all the way up. Small back bend. Dive forward. Nice bend in the knees. Halfway lift, flat back, neutral neck. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Now in this folded position, straighten your left leg so you have still a nice bent knee on the right. Left leg feels straight. Keep your left hand on the mat. Twist the right arm up and to the side. Breathe. Let that right arm come down to the mat. Bend both knees. Sweep arms all the way up. Inhaling, back bend. Dive forward. Straighten the right leg. Left knee is nicely bent, maybe even on your tippy toes. Sweep the left arm out to the side. Nice twist. Really feel as though your shoulder on that left side is trying to reach the wall behind you. Lower both hands to the mat. Bend knees generously. Roll up to standing. Shrug your shoulders back and mountain pose. Just take 2 breaths. Really feel the earth grounded under your feet. We'll be doing some balancing poses today. So become one with the ground. Find that 3-point sort of weight and grip with your feet. Awesome. Let's sweep both arms up. Dive forward. Excuse me. Walk your hands forward into plank. Hang out here for 2 breaths. Maybe rocking back and forth on your toes. You can lower from your knees or from plank. Elbows close to your body. Lower as slowly as you can. Untuck toes. Let's lift up into cobra with very light hands. So we're really using our upper body to come up into cobra as much as possible. And lower. Once again, very light on the fingers, really using your back muscles. Pull you up into cobra. And lower. Now push yourself back up to plank or tabletop. Downward dog. Sweep the left leg back and up. 3-legged dog. Let's hang out here just for a breath. Draw your left foot between your hands. And if you can't do that in one step, what I usually do is I put the right knee down, finish the step through, and then come back up. So we're on our back toes, and we have our hands on either side of the front of our foot, and we're sort of in a nice forward lunge. Just rock a little back and forth here. Straighten the front leg. You're still up high on the back in a bit of a runner's lunge foot. And then bend the front leg again. So this is a place where if you like, you can use blocks, again, as arm extenders. Either in a flat position, halfway height, or tall. Good. Straighten that front leg again. So in doing so, your back heel might come down a bit, and that's fine.
And then bend that front leg again. As you bend that front leg, let your chest come through. Rock back with that straight leg. And forward once more. Now easy twist. So your your right hand stays on the mat, sweeping the left arm up to the sky. Well done. Let's lower the left knee. We're going to kickstand it. We want a side plank. So we're bringing that front leg back and keeping it lifted. If you feel very strong and you want to do your side plank with both feet planted, one in front of the other, hips high, you can do that as well. So raised left hand now comes to the mat. That right leg kicks back and up. Three-legged dog. Pause here. Step the right foot between your front hands. So again, I do that in 2 steps. I lower my back knee, bring the right foot forward, and then come up into that lunge position. And we're gonna do the same little flow that we just did. So when we have a bent front leg, we pull our chest through, feel a nice stretch in that back leg, and then straighten the front leg. We're moving back slightly, folding forward over that front leg. Coming forward again, chest lifts. Feel a really good stretch in that left inner groin. Straightening the front leg, so half split back. We've done these before together, both in a standing half split and with the left knee to the mat. So we've done this. Come forward again. Easy twist, left hand stays on the mat or a block, and you're sweeping the right arm up. Leaning back with that right shoulder blade, really twisting open. And breathe. Good, we're gonna move into a side plank. So you can lower the left knee to the mat and kickstand it to the side. Bring the front leg, which is the right leg, back and lift it. And you also have the option of bringing that lower leg, which is the left leg, straight out, hips high. Breathe. One more breath. Lower the right hand to the mat. Plank position. We're going to lower either from our knees or our plank. Elbows tight to the body. Awesome. Untuck the back toes. And this time when you push up in the cobra, you can use your hands. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Inhaling up as high as you want. Exhaling down. Tuck back toes under. Push up in the tabletop or plank. Downward dog. Awesome work. Left leg back and up, three-legged dog. Let's step it through between our hands.
And this time, like nice wide feet to offer balance. We're coming up into a crescent lunge. Okay. My hair is all over the place. I forgot to tie it up. Awesome. Shoulders over hips, really strong back leg, lifted heel. Maybe feel a little light on your front toes. See how that affects your balance. Awesome. Now, drop your right heel. So you're kind of at a 45-degree angle with that back foot. Straighten the front leg. As you straighten the front leg, lean forward and sweep your arms back. As your arms are coming back, turn your palms to the ceiling. Forward fold over that front leg. Bring your hands forward, bend back into that front leg. Turning your palms so that they're facing the ceiling again. Intend your baby fingers inwards. So you're really giving your shoulders a bit of a rotation. All right, straighten the front leg, sweep your arms back, lean forward, nice flat back. Palms are facing the ceiling. Awesome. Sweeping that front knee forward again into a bend. Palms facing the ceiling, baby fingers turning in. Good. Now lift the back foot and step it to the front of the mat. Awesome. Pause. We're going to come into three-legged stork. So draw the right knee up, flex that foot. If you need a wall, sometimes I do, you can just set a finger on the wall to give you a bit of balance. Cross that right ankle over your left leg, figure four. Sit back into it. Are you breathing? Come back up, stork, knee high. We're gonna sweep that right leg back for airplane, which is a modified warrior three. Your arms are swept out back instead of it in front. Can you bend that front knee? Can you squat into it and then come back up? Squat into that front knee and come back up. Awesome. Let's gently set that back foot down. Whew. Making sure you're on train tracks. Crescent lunge, sweep your arms up. Well done, guys. Let's twist over to the left. So arms are wide. This challenges the balance, doesn't it? Twist to the left. Good. Let's bring our chest forward again and our arms up. Well done. Hands to the mat. They can be on blocks or flat on the mat. Lift that back leg up and let your sternum intend towards your left shin. Standing split. Draw your right knee forward, set your right foot down by your left. Whew. Forward fold. Bend your knees generously. Let's sweep our arms all the way up. Nice back bend. Dive forward. Hands to the mat. We're stepping back with our left foot. Big breath in, coming up to runner's lunge. Ooh, feet on train tracks, find your balance. Let's stay here for 2 breaths. Light on the front toes. Engaged back leg. Drop your shoulders away from your ears. All this chatter, I'm trying to distract you, but also help you notice what your body's doing. Okay, let's set that left heel, that back heel down on the mat. We're gonna straighten, so you can have that back leg a little closer if it feels like your ankle is too impacted. All right, let's straighten the front leg. As we straighten the front leg, we're sweeping our arms back. Palms are pressing towards the ceiling. Flat back, leaning forward. At the end, let your head drop. Coming forward, sweeping our arms forward again, turning our palms so they face up. We have a bent front leg again. Baby fingers are turning in to allow for that nice little in socket shoulder rotation. Shine your palms forward as they sweep back and you straighten your front leg. Palms are intending to the ceiling. I hope you're making a lot of noisy breath sounds too. Good, coming back up, bending again in that front leg, sweeping the arms up. Well done. Let's twist to the right. Challenge your balance. Maybe your feet aren't wide enough if you're a little wobbly here. Sweep your arms forward and up. Good. Let's step that back leg forward and dive forward. Bend your knees, sweep your arms all the way up and dive forward one more time. Roll yourself to standing and shake it out. Shake out that hip tightness, that glute tightness. And we're gonna do stork on the left side. So come light on left toes, sweep your arms up, draw your left knee up, and flex that foot. If you fall out of it, come back into it. Good, let's cross that left ankle over right knee, figure four. Open that knee right up. Can you bend into that figure four just a little more? Okay, moving into stork, draw that left knee up again. We're going to kick it back to airplane. Staying strong, a little bit bent in that right leg so that you have more stability, more balance. Let's see, can we squat in that right leg? Whew. And up. Squat. Squat your airplane. Come back up. All right, let's drop that back foot to the mat. Ooh, well done. Find your balance, sweep your arms up. Excellent. Twist to the right. Sweep your arms forward and step up to the front of the mat. Now hands to hips for a moment. Sink into chair pose. We're gonna do the flow with the arms that we did in crescent lunge. Same idea. Folding forward, sweep your arms back, come up on your toes. Palms face the ceiling. Come down on your heels, sweep your arms forward. Turning palms up, pinky fingers in. Sweep your arms back, come up on your toes. Ooh. My toes don't want to be balanced on. Heels to the mat. Sweep your arms forward, come all the way up into standing. Small back bend. Reach forward, hands to a block. Let's sweep the left, let me think about this, yes. Let's sweep the left leg back, standing split. Chest comes towards the mat or your shin on the right. And bring feet together. Awesome. Staying in forward fold.
hands to the mat, step back to plank. And this time just lower to your knees and come into child's pose. So knees nice and wide. Sit your heels back first, or your butt back on your heels. Reach your hands forward. Lower your head to the mat. We're gonna stay here for 3 breaths. And then we're gonna come to seated. As you inhale, move to tabletop, move to seated. So feet on the mat, hands on the mat, fingers pointing to your bottom. And let's see how the reverse tabletop feels now. I'm going to push up. Lower down. Reverse tabletop. Awesome. Straighten your legs out in front. Draw your right leg and cross it over your left. Keep your left foot flexed. Left hand's just going to gather the right knee and sweep that right arm up. Reach behind you, set your fingertips on the mat. We're just going to do a twist. Inhale out of the twist to come up tall. Exhale to twist. Once more, inhale, come up tall. Exhale, twist. Come forward, let's uncross our legs. Right leg is out straight, right foot is flexed. Cross the left leg over, sitting up tall so you can hug your chest into that crossed over leg to come up tall. Keep your right hand on your left leg, sweeping the left arm up. Touch on the floor behind you and find length on inhale and exhale on twist. Inhale, exhale. One more time. Awesome. Bring that arm around. All right. Plant the feet on the mat in front of you. Let's bring our hands behind us again. A little closer to our hips this time. I'm just going to move into boat pose. So let's just start by recognizing a little bit of engagement in our abdomen. We'll take it kind of easy on ourselves. A little bit of engagement, soft bent elbows. So we're not holding up our weight now. Just very soft, like we're not using our hands rather to hold up our weight. We're finding our core engagement. Maybe let's do that with our arms out in front of us. So heels are still on the mat. All right, let's bring the feet up. That's low boat, high boat. My legs are shaky too. Low boat, high boat. You can do this with heels planted as well. Still very effective. Low boat, high boat. Awesome. Bring our heels as close as you can to your butt. Wrap your arms around your legs or behind your legs and really hug yourself. Hug tight. Now inhale, pushing your belly against your thighs.
Exhale, squeeze tighter. Big breath in again. Push your belly against your thighs. Exhale, hug them in tight. Well done. Lower slowly to your back. Let's bring the soles of our feet together for butterfly. Let your legs fall out to the side. If it feels like it's pinching, you can bring your feet a little farther away from your body. But it feels good to have them close, you can bring them up closer. You can put blocks under your thighs. Again, if those legs falling out are pinching. And now we just want to put our hands on our hips as though we have pockets in the front of our pants. We're just going to set our hands there. And just really focus on feeling your belly really lift with a big, deep breath in. So often we are walking around holding our abs tight, holding our belly in. It's also not intuitive to let your low abdomen, your pelvis, relax when you take a deep breath. So let's just really notice that right now. So, deep breath, feel your low abdomen, pelvis relax. And now relax the back of your neck. Draw a very deep, slow breath in, purposefully relaxing your pelvis. Two more breaths like that on your own. Very gently draw your knees up together. Straighten your left leg out in front and draw your right knee in. Maybe pull it into the center line of your sternum and then to the outside of your body. And then draw it across you. So left hand on right leg, drawing that knee across your body for a twist. Letting your right arm fall to the side, palm up, and look over in that direction. Adjust whatever you need to feel comfortable. It may mean straightening your leg, or maybe even pulling it up a little higher. But wherever you can, find stillness in this pose. Draw the right knee back up and set your right foot down. Draw the left knee up, straighten your right leg out. Tug it into the center. Hug it to the outline of the body. And let's twist it over to the right. Same idea, find where that leg feels best. Outstretched left arm, palm up. Turn your head in that direction. And where you can, find
stillness. Big, deep, juicy breaths into your abdomen, soften your pelvis. Come back to center. We're just going to push up into bridge 2 more times. Really slow, juicy bridges. Your arms can do what we did at the beginning or any other option, including cactus arms. All right, heels close to bum. Really nice and slow. Start to draw your hips up, low back up. Feel your shoulder blades pressing into the mat as you lift those hips nice and high. Maybe draw your knees a little closer together. At the top of your bridge, everything's engaged. Your glutes are engaged, your quads are engaged. Try that big deep breath while softening your pelvis. What? Awesome. Lower, lower, lower. Pause. One more. Pushing all the way up. Push, push, push. Everything's tight and engaged, but we want a juicy breath and a soft pelvis. Lower down. Hug your knees in. You can either grab the backs of your thighs, hug them in, or grab your shins. We're ready to stretch our legs out. And if there's anything else you want to do, one last thing to really help you settle, you can go ahead and do that now. I know sometimes I really like windshield washer legs. One more time. I find it just kind of sorts out my low back for whatever reason. And then when you're ready, tucking shoulder blades underneath you, tucking chin to chest. Shoulders draw away from ears. Feel your heartbeat. It's a very energized pose, Shavasana, as your body incorporates all the movement, all the twists, all those strong poses, the exchange of fluids, increased blood flow, improved blood flow. So much is happening right now. Soften your brow. Let your tongue fall away from the roof of your mouth. Relax your jaw. Stay present in your body on your mat for another 3 breaths. you decide to just stay here. Or move to seated in your own time. And I want to thank you for your practice today, sharing your time with this community. I really appreciate each of you. Thank you so much.